Title: AITA for showing up to my dad's funeral after being kicked out and leaving with everything. Hey Reddit, long-time lurker, first-time poster. Buckle the hell up, this one's a mess. For context, I, 24M, got kicked out of my dad's house the day I turned 18. No warning. Just a, "You're a man now, Khalil, time to figure it out." Only he didn't say that. My stepmother, Carla, did. My dad just stood there like a castrated deer in headlights while she barked orders and packed my shit into a garbage bag. They tried to make it sound noble. "We're teaching you independence." Nah, it wasn't about that. It was about making room for her precious son Derek, now 22M, the most spoiled trust fund larva I've ever met. Always had the newest iPhone, always got a pass for crashing cars or skipping school, while I was working part-time and getting grounded for sneezing too loud. Anyway, I couch-surfed for a bit, slept in my car, worked 2 jobs, made it through. No thanks to them. I cut contact, figured if Dad wanted to talk, he knew where to find me. Fast forward to 2 months ago. I get a call from my Aunt Sharon. Dad's dead. Heart attack in his sleep. I didn't know how to feel. No tears, no grief, just emptiness. Like I was mourning the idea of a father I never really had. She told me the funeral was that Saturday and I could come if I wanted to. No pressure. So I went. The funeral. I wore all black, stood in the back, didn't say much. Derek showed up in designer sunglasses, sobbing like he was auditioning for a CW drama. Carla looked like she was more annoyed than sad, like someone delayed her spa gay. A few people whispered when they saw me. Aunt Sharon gave me a real hug. Uncle Reggie, Dad's older brother, gave me a nod and a, "Glad you came, son." Carla just sneered and said, "Didn't expect you to show your face." I said, "Yeah, didn't expect you to show your real one either, Carla." Guess we're both surprised. She walked off huffing, and Derek called me a welfare rat under his breath. I told him he should try surviving off more than his mom's tit before talking to me like that. Sharon broke it up before we really got into it. Then came the will reading. Everyone gathered at some crusty old lawyer's office the following Monday. I almost didn't go. Thought, what's the point? They probably left me a half-eaten pack of gum and a middle finger. But curiosity won. The lawyer, Mr. Hargrove, bless his awkward soul, starts reading. Goes through the usual debts, some small donations to charity, a few trinkets to random people. Then it gets real. "To my wife Carla and stepson Derek, I leave them my sincerest apologies and nothing else." I swear to God the room dropped 20 degrees. Then he continues. "To my son Khalil, my firstborn and the only person I failed truly and completely, I leave everything. The house, the accounts, the cars, the shares. All of it. I don't deserve your forgiveness, but maybe I can at least give you what I was too much of a coward to protect when I was alive." I legit thought it was a prank. I stared at Hargrove like he'd grown 2 heads. Carla turned bright red, then pale, then red again. Derek screamed, "What the F is this bullshit?" and knocked over a vase. Carla started yelling how I must have manipulated him somehow, or that the will was obviously fake. Sharon just kept sipping her coffee like it was a goddamn telenovela. Reggie muttered, "Well, I'll be damned," and shook my hand. I couldn't even speak. I sat there while they lost their collective minds. Carla stormed out. Derek tried to lunge at me, but tripped on the rug. I wish I made that up. Now here's where I might be the asshole. I didn't comfort them. I didn't say sorry for your loss. I didn't say a goddamn thing. I just asked Hargrove for a copy of the will and left. I've already been getting texts from Carla's side of the family calling me greedy, heartless, disrespectful. Some of my own cousins are saying, "You weren't even around. Why should you get everything?" But I didn't ask for any of this. I just survived. I haven't decided what to do with the house yet. I know they're still living there. Not for long, though. I legally own it now. I don't want revenge. I want peace. But I also don't want to be the doormat I was at 18. So Reddit, AITA. Edit. Probably going to update soon. Carla is threatening to go public about how I'm stealing her son's future. Meanwhile, Derek posted some weird meltdown on Instagram calling me a parasite. People are starting to pick sides. Gotta love family drama. Stay tuned.
Update 1. Hey Reddit, OP here. Figured I'd answer some of the most common questions blowing up in my inbox since the original post blew the hell up. First off, thanks to everyone who messaged support. And to the few of you who called me a hood Cinderella. I see you, and I laughed my ass off. Now, a lot of y'all asked, why did your dad leave you everything if you two were estranged? And where was your mom in all this? Let me give you the full picture because this crap didn't start overnight. What happened to my real mom? My mother's name was Talia, and she was the one constant in my early life. Warm, tough, and always had my back. We were inseparable. I was a full-on mama's boy and proud of it. But when I was 10, she just disappeared. One night, she tucked me in, kissed me goodnight, and the next morning, she was gone. No note, no warning, no goodbye. At first, Dad told me she left us, just ran off. But even at 10, I knew something felt off. She wouldn't just vanish. Not like that. Cops got involved. Flyers were posted. News ran the story for like a week, but nothing came of it. Eventually, they stopped looking. Missing persons case gone cold. Just like that, she was a ghost. I didn't eat for 2 days. I cried every night. It shattered me. And for a while, Dad and I just existed next to each other. Him grieving in silence, me grieving loud and messy. We didn't know how to comfort each other. But eventually, we started to try. When I was 13 to about 16, things actually got better. He'd take me to ball games. We fixed up an old truck together. There were moments where I felt like we were healing. Then came Carla. Enter Carla and Derek, the parasite duo. Carla showed up like a storm cloud with fake smiles and perfume strong enough to kill a horse. She was Dad's new reconnection from college. Derek was 14 when they moved in. I was 16. From day one, Carla made it clear I wasn't hers. She'd correct people when they called me her stepson. She'd say crap like, Khalil has his own way of doing things. Read, black, broke, and too blunt. Derek was just as bad. He'd joke about me not having a mom, say I was the help since I always worked part-time. Dad would tell them to knock it off, but weakly, like he was scared of upsetting them. Carla made him feel like a king, and he got drunk on it. The moment I stood up for myself, it was, why are you always so aggressive? Or, don't cause tension in the house, Khalil. By the time I was 17, I barely spoke to them. Dad stopped defending me. He became passive, always retreating behind, let's just keep the peace. Peace didn't keep me from being pushed out the second I turned 18. The social media war begins. Remember how Carla threatened to go public? Well, she did, and it actually got some traction. She posted this long-ass tear-stained video on Facebook and Instagram titled, My Husband's Final Betrayal, How My Son and I Were Robbed, complete with soft piano music and fake crying. She painted me as some estranged, greedy, disrespectful outsider who swooped in like a vulture, claimed my dad was confused, emotionally manipulated, and not in his right mind. Derek hopped in on TikTok with a story time about how I abandoned the family and suddenly reappeared to snatch the will. Clipped photos, fake messages, the whole playbook. It actually started gaining steam. A few of her cousins even started a #JusticeForCarla tag. I wish I was joking. My response? I don't usually air my shit online, but since they wanted to go public, fine, let's go. I posted a simple video, no music, just me, straight-faced. I was kicked out of my father's house the day I turned 18. No warning, no help, no contact. I slept in my car, I ate from vending machines, I built my life with nothing, while they lived in comfort. And yet, despite all that, my father still left everything to me. Ask yourselves why a man would leave his house, his accounts, and his business to an estranged son instead of the family he lived with for the last 6 years. I ended it with, sometimes silence says more than screaming ever could. His will was loud and clear. It went viral, and the tone shifted hard. People started digging, asking Carla why she never mentioned I existed before, why she blocked people asking about the will, why there were no family photos with me after age 18. People noticed. Her posts disappeared within 48 hours. The threats began. After the posts came down, Carla started calling me nonstop. Unknown numbers, blocked, even burner accounts. The last voicemail she left was basically her shrieking, "Take it down! You don't know what you're doing! Give it back or else!" I saved it all. Even Derek got in on it, DMing me crap like, "You better lawyer up, parasite!" Trust me, I already did. They're quiet now. Too quiet. Like the part in a horror movie before something jumps out the closet. I've got legal protection, and I'm keeping everything documented. I still haven't decided what to do with the house or the accounts, but I'm starting to think, maybe I will live in that house. Redecorate it, make it mine, maybe even hang up a framed copy of the will right in the living room. Let's see how long the peace lasts. We'll update again when they do something stupid. Stay tuned.
Update 2. Hey Reddit. Yeah, buckle up. This one's going to be long and it's going to be wild. So remember how I ended the last update saying I hoped things were over but doubted it? I was right. I got served at work. So I'm at my job. Auto tech at a decent shop. Yeah, I still work, despite what Carla's family likes to say about me mooching. And some random guy in a bad suit shows up holding a manila envelope like it's cursed. Are you Khalil last name? Yeah. You've been served. Boom. Lawsuit. Right there next to the tire rack and oil filter bins. Carla and Derek were suing me to contest the will. Their claim? Dad was not of sound mind. He was under undue influence. And get this, they said I forged the whole damn will. So now I'm not just grieving and dealing with social media drama, I'm preparing for a full-blown court battle against the people who kicked me out of my home and treated me like I didn't exist. Court dates are set, lawyers are involved, depositions, paperwork, blood pressure spikes, the whole 9 yards. They came hard. Carla brought in friends, family experts, and even a handwriting analyst to try and invalidate the will. She wept crocodile tears on the stand about how I alienated her poor husband and how Derek was like his real son. Meanwhile, I'm struggling. My lawyer's good, but we didn't have much proof other than the will itself and a few text messages my dad sent me over the years that were vague and inconsistent. The judge seemed sympathetic, but unsure. Carla's lawyer kept hammering the idea that my dad was clearly emotionally compromised due to past grief, aka mom disappearing, and that I swooped in during a vulnerable moment. At one point, my lawyer pulled me aside and said, "If we don't get hard evidence of his intent, we could lose this." My stomach dropped. After everything they put me through, I was about to lose it all in a rigged sympathy play. Then I found the flash drive. This sounds like something out of a movie, but I swear on everything I love, it's true. I was going through some of my dad's things, not for evidence, just to feel something, trying to figure out who he really was. Inside a small safe in his old office desk, I almost didn't open it, I found a flash drive. Labeled in black Sharpie, Insurance. Heart pounding. I plugged it into my laptop. It was a single video file, dated 3 weeks before he died. I pressed play. It was my dad, sitting at his desk, looking tired but clear-eyed. "If you're seeing this, Khalil, it means Carla finally did it. She convinced the world I didn't know what I was doing, or she's trying to take what's yours. First off, I'm sorry. I've been a goddamn coward. I let them isolate you. I let them poison me against you. Not because I believed them, but because I was afraid of being alone again. After your mother disappeared, I was hollow. Carla filled that void, but not with love, with control. She cheated on me, with multiple men. I didn't confront her at first because I didn't want to believe it, but it got worse. Derek, that kid was stealing from my accounts. Carla was moving money, pushing me to sell assets, manipulating me with sex and threats of leaving. And you were the only one who never asked me for anything. The only one who worked, earned, struggled. And I let them push you out of your own home like garbage. That's why I rewrote my will. Of sound mind. No coercion, just clarity for the first time in years. You deserve everything, Khalil. I just hope this can shield you from whatever they try next." I sat there frozen, and then I broke. All that pain, all that doubt. Finally, the truth was staring me in the face, and it was on video. I brought the flash drive to my lawyer immediately. Chain of custody verified. Metadata intact. Timestamp 3 weeks before he passed. My lawyer's eyes lit up like a Christmas tree. Day of the final hearing, court was packed. Carla and Derek looking smug in their little matching suits. Judge asked if there was any final evidence to be presented. My lawyer stood up and said, "Yes, Your Honor. A video recorded by the deceased addressing the plaintiffs directly, explaining his mental state, reasoning for the will, and personal observations." We played it in full. You could have heard a rat fart in that courtroom. Carla went white. Derek looked like he'd been electrocuted. My lawyer rested our case with a grin. The judge leaned back and said, "Well then, I see no further reason to entertain this challenge. Case dismissed with prejudice." That means they can't even try again. The meltdown. As soon as the gavel hit, Carla snapped. She stood up screaming, "That video is fake! He was lying! He was sick!" She threw her purse at the court clerk. Derek flipped over a chair and tried to grab the flash drive out of my lawyer's hands like some deranged toddler at a toy store. Both of them were immediately cuffed for contempt of court. Carla was screaming all the way out the door. Threats, curses, sobbing. I just stood there, silent. Then I smiled. Where it stands now, the inheritance is secure. The will is ironclad. Carla and Derek have criminal records now. Their social media campaign has vanished into the void. I'm still holding that flash drive like it's a holy relic. I haven't decided what to do next. Lawsuits for defamation? Maybe. Selling the house? Possibly. But for now, I'm just enjoying the silence. Maybe, now, I can finally mourn. But again, this family doesn't go down easy. If they resurface, you'll hear from me again.
Final update. Hey Reddit, it's Khalil again. Figured I owe y'all a final update, especially to everyone who's stuck around through this wild ride. It's been about 8 months since the courtroom showdown where I played that video from my father and finally put Carla and Derek in their place, legally, emotionally, and historically. A lot has happened since then. Some good, some insane. All of it final. So, here we go. One last time. The house. Yeah, I didn't move in. Too many ghosts. Every room reminded me of some passive-aggressive comment, some slammed door, some quiet night I sat awake knowing I wasn't wanted. Instead, I fixed it up. Not to flip it, but to rent it out. To a sweet older couple and their daughter who just started community college. I keep the rent fair. It's peaceful now. The way it should have been. I may not live there, but it's mine. It's in my family again. This time, the part that deserves it. The mailbox still has our last name on it, but it means something different now. What happened to Carla and Derek? So, the contempt charge didn't land them in prison for life or anything, but it did result in 30 days jail each, plus a year of probation and court-ordered therapy for Derek after the judge noted his violent outbursts and apparent entitlement complex. Derek also had his trust revoked. A little clause in my dad's estate plan kicked in once they tried to sue me. He's now working part-time and whining about it on TikTok with 13 followers. Tragic. Carla? She lost everything. No money, no house, no fake narrative. She tried moving in with a cousin, but was kicked out after things went missing. Word on the grapevine is she's living in a one-bedroom apartment and bouncing between minimum wage jobs. No spa days, no wine nights, no Botox. Karma wore heels when she came for Carla, and she stumped. The final confrontation. 3 weeks ago. It was late. I was at my home, the one I bought with a mix of the inheritance and my own savings. Quiet neighborhood. Fenced yard. Real peace. Then I heard banging at the door. Not knocking, banging. I grabbed the bat I keep by the shoe rack and opened it just enough to see. Carla. Looking older, angrier, drunk. Derek was behind her, twitchy and pacing like he was on something. She started screaming before I could even say a word. "You ruined us, you little bastard! You stole from us! You think you're better than me?" I stayed calm. Said nothing. I just hit record on my phone and pointed it in her face. She lunged at me. Derek tried to get in between, but ended up tripping on the porch steps and face-planting into a bush. I couldn't make this shit up if I tried. I called the cops. They were picked up for trespassing and harassment, violated their probation, back to jail. Not long-term, but enough. It was the last time I saw either of them. The inheritance and my future. I used part of the money to pay off my debts, buy my house outright, invest in a mobile mechanic business, already turning profit, start a local scholarship in my mom's name, the Talia Fund, for kids aging out of the foster system. The rest, it's sitting in diversified assets and savings. I still work. I like working. But now I work for me, not just for survival. My extended family. Mixed bag. Aunt Sharon and Uncle Reggie? Still solid. Aunt Sharon cried when I told her about the scholarship. Reggie helps me with the business sometimes. He used to be a mechanic, too. Some cousins who doubted me early on have slowly tried to circle back. I keep it polite, but distant. I'm not bitter. I'm just done chasing people who only show up when there's something to gain. This whole saga started with an envelope at my job and ended with peace. The boy who slept in his car at 18 now has 2 properties, a business, and the family he chose for himself. My dad may have failed me in life, but in death he gave me something better than closure. He gave me justice. Thanks for riding this roller coaster with me, Reddit. And if Carla or Derek somehow read this, I hope this silence teaches you more than your lies ever could. Khalil. Still standing. Still rising.